Every MnDOT research project, however it is funded, is guided by a technical advisory panel. Each member of the panel has a particular role to play that is essential to the success of the research project. Every technical advisory panel is composed of at least 3 members: the Principal Investigator, who performs the research, the Technical Liaison, who is the champion for the research, and the Project Coordinator, who monitors the research contract. Additional members may also serve on the panel to bring needed expertise to the project. The Technical Liaison represents the interests of the research sponsor, either Minnesota DOT or the local road research board. The TL provides technical expertise and guidance throughout the project and approves the research work plan, amendments, and final deliverables. In this video, 2 experienced technical liaisons, MnDOT's Dwayne Stenlund and Mark Maloney from the City of Shoreview, share their thoughts on the responsibilities, challenges, and rewards of serving as TL on Minnesota Research Project Advisory Panels.
The technical liaison has many responsibilities, and it's hard to say that there's one major one because I look at part of this is being a facilitator, but also to hear voices of people who won't speak publicly but want to be on the committee. It's also to help steer the discussions, because this process is doing research and there are no clear answers, and you're trying to get the best of the committee to help both myself and the researcher to get the answers ultimately that we want. And the real goal for me is, in the end, is to have something that I can implement.
I think the most important thing that technical liaison needs to bring to a research project is you're kind of the glue, I think, that pulls together the technical research-oriented people with the practitioners, and you're there on behalf of who's ever sponsoring or paying for the research. So you need to make sure that their needs are being met and that the goals of the research are being met. But you also have to manage the work program on behalf of everyone involved so that it ends up with some sort of tangible benefit to your target audience.
The most challenging aspect to be a technical liaison is having enough time with all the other job duties that are also part of what I'm supposed to do, is to make sure that I can do this. For an example, if part of the research grant is to collect soil samples throughout the state of Minnesota, it's actually harder than you think to find the right people in various districts to collect the soil samples.
For me personally, the most challenging aspect was just trying to learn all the roles of all the people involved in transportation research. I think the research model here in Minnesota, as it's been defined by MnDOT, has these roles, and I think it's challenging to just stay in your role, accept your role, and trust the other parties to be doing what they're supposed to be doing as well. And when you do that, it all spells a successful research project.
The most rewarding part for me is the acknowledgement in the end of being part of a successful team. I actually enjoy being published. I enjoy being on the internet. So when people do a search of technical leaders, and that's what I hope I am, as a technical liaison for that bridge between research and applied engineering. And when you get those accolades, it's a good, warm, fuzzy feeling to say, hey, you did a great job, and that's cool. You move the science of engineering, the science of science forward. It's just rewarding to say that I'm making a difference for not only ourselves, but for the next generation that follow behind building and maintaining our roads.
The most rewarding aspect of being a TL for me personally had to do with a project that was updating the Minnesota Seal Coat Manual. The Minnesota Seal Coat Manual was a product of MnDOT research together with a technical advisory panel of in-the-field practitioners from both city and counties in Minnesota. And the really rewarding part of all that is to see that manual being used and cited nationally now as the best resource on asphalt road seal coating.
The Technical Advisory Panel is absolute key to the success of this program. So I can't say enough about the role of the Technical Advisory Panel to have interested people that bring in their own technical background and expertise.
I think that the technical advisory panels should be selected to bring in broad viewpoints from practitioners. Metro versus outstate, big city, small city, counties versus cities. A better blend of viewpoints on the technical advisory panel will yield a better research report or research project. And the best way to know that that's happening is to see the research being implemented in all these different corners of the state or in different jurisdictions.
For more insights on the roles of the Technical Advisory Panel, watch the remaining 4 videos in this series, featuring research services leaders and seasoned panel members from MnDOT and other organizations. For more detailed information and guidance, see MnDOT's Technical Advisory Panel Guidelines on the Research Services website.